Hi guys, I am with your favorite today. And we are jamming together.
20K gang, what's up?
20,000. We are big on YouTube now. We are the biggest YouTubers on YouTube. We're the biggest YouTubers. 20,000. Thank you for 20,000 guys. Thank you. You know how we do it this side. Welcome back to Switch South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today I have a car that unfortunately you can't buy. You'll have to wait until 2026, but I'll speak more about that in a bit. So speaking about the extra look of the vehicle, the number one thing that this car gives up, more especially in front, it has this look. It's a smile, like the car is smiling at you. So I do like that about the vehicle. It's a very good looking vehicle, more especially in the front. When you look at the side profile of the vehicle, the car looks good. It looks very big as well. For reference, in terms of size, in case if you are wondering, it gives off a bit of like a Tiguan, but slightly longer. And it looks so good. Like, I'm really in love with this vehicle. Like, it looks quite good. And then this specific one is sitting on 19-inch alloy wheels. Moving on to the back, you get a light bar, because literally every single car nowadays has a light bar. So you get a light bar at the back, and there's no point in this vehicle where I think that I don't like it, because every point and every part of the vehicle I do like. So that's just a quick walk around about the vehicle, the front end of the vehicle, the side profile of the vehicle. The main things that I want to touch about this car is the important things in terms of, like, is the car for sale? How is the drive? When is it going to get sold? All those type of things. And the first question is, actually, before I speak about that, let me touch about the interior, right? So, then we'll speak about the rest. So when you get into the interior of the vehicle, you're greeted with how new Volkswagen looks like. You get this lovely steering wheel. It still has the touch haptic feedback buttons. Most probably when this car does get sold in South Africa, those buttons will be moved, because they did say that these buttons we don't like them anymore. Just like in the Polo GTI, they went back to actual buttons instead of the ones you find like the haptic feedback buttons. That's one. So with regard to the steering wheel, you get a small digital instrument cluster, but it covers enough. I think it shows you everything you need to know. There's something, as much as it is as small as it does cover so much. So at least there is something about that. And then you get this gear lever that is like you'll see it in the overplay video. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you turning something. So it's a bit confusing, because you're used to having reverse in front of drive, so you'll tend to flick the switch forward thinking you're going into reverse, but you're actually going into drive or B for regen braking. So you need to get used to that. That's one thing about the vehicle. Then you get your touchscreen infotainment system. Unfortunately, this touchscreen infotainment system is the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Listen to me carefully. It's not wireless. It's through a cable, Type-C cable. I don't know why. VW, give us wireless CarPlay. We are tired of not having wireless CarPlay. Well, I'm tired of not having wireless CarPlay. But you get this touchscreen infotainment system. It gives you everything you need to know. It has the current Volkswagen infotainment system software. Yes, software is the correct word. So the ones found in the new Caddy, the new Volkswagen Golf is the one that you find here. The new Tiguan, the new T-Crosses, the new Touareg will come with this infotainment system, if I'm not mistaken. So I like it. It's easy to use. The only thing I don't like is the buttons, like the haptic feedback buttons. Literally everywhere, it's literally haptic feedback buttons. The climate control is like a slider. That's another thing I don't like. But yeah, with VW interior, that's one thing that could be better. But another thing I like about this car, the seats. If you watch all of my VW videos, more especially the T-Roc one, you'll hear me tell you about the seats. The seats look very good. These seats that you find here, I really do like them. If I could, I would take, maybe not these seats, but the ones found in the T-Roc, and I'll put them in my City Golf. That's one thing I'll do. But these seats look good. They are leather and suede, so there's a very nice leather finish and a suede finish, and it writes ID on them. So that's another thing that I like about the vehicle. In terms of space, when you go into the back, your rear legroom is insane. It's amazing. Like, you get proper rear legroom. Even when you're sitting, you can tell that it feels like you're sitting on a couch. Like, it's very comfortable. There's enough space to easily fit 3 people across the back without even stepping on each other. There is a flat floor, because there is no gearbox terminal, so it's a flat floor. You can put your feet flat down here at the back. So that's something that I like about the vehicle. Like, this car, is a very good car. I just don't get it why VW is not selling it at the moment. But I'll speak about that and why they say they're not selling. When you move on to the boot capacity, the boot, I don't have the boot capacity as yet. Hopefully when I do edit this video, I'll put it up on the screen. But as you see, the boot is there. You have a nice place to put your charging cables underneath the boot. That's perfect. Unfortunately, this car does not come with a spare wheel. Yeah, I'll have a look underneath the vehicle if it has a spare wheel, but at the back in the boot there's no spare wheel. If I don't show you a spare wheel underneath the car, that means the car doesn't have a spare wheel. And yeah, that's with regards to the exterior and interior look of the vehicle. Let's speak about the battery, and I'll touch on why this car is not sold. So power wise, you're looking at 150 kilowatts and 310 newton meters of torque. It's decent enough for the car. It's not quick power, but it's sufficient power. In terms of charging, if you're charging with a 50 kilowatt hour charger, you're looking at 1 hour 30 minutes. If you're charging with a fast charger, which is 150 kilowatt fast charger, you'll find it at Mall of Africa. If you're wondering where you find that charger, at Mall of Africa, you're looking at charging from 0 to 80 in about 40 minutes. If you're charging at home, you're looking at charging this vehicle overnight. You're gonna charge for a minimum of 8 hours. That's one of the things. Then let's move on to why this car is not sold in the country and when it will be sold in the country. So they actually brought this as testing. That's one, right? So they're not looking at selling the vehicle currently. It's going out to us, Reina, Wonjomani, the special people, the special ones, the major ones. Okay, I'm just joking, but it is going out to media. We will get the opportunity to drive the vehicle like today. We'll get it on test as well. It'll go out to companies, private companies. I know if you look at DHL, for example, they had the ID buzz for their deliveries. They might get those private companies just to see how people will like if people will like the vehicle. The other reason is what they're looking at doing is getting attention of the vehicle more in the country, so that when they do bring the car, people already know about the car and they'll jump straight into it. So they're looking at bringing this car in the year 2026. So in just around 2 years time from now. That's one. The other reason, and I think this is one of the main reasons why they're not bringing this vehicle currently, is because they're bringing on a lease agreement. They're still working on a lease agreement for this vehicle. Lease agreement, it means you don't own the car. You're basically borrowing the car, but you'll have the car. So the lease agreement, they said it will only be available from 2025, right? Next year. So they'll just bring the car the following year. Why they're working on a lease agreement is because electric vehicles, right? Listen to me carefully. Electric vehicles are struggling in terms of keeping value. Worldwide, globally, in South Africa, for example, in South Africa, if you bought an RS e-tron GT for 2.5 million, I think in 2022, the exact same model right now costs easily 1.1 million rand, 1.5 million rand. So electric cars do depreciate in value. So from an owner's perspective, you don't want to own a car that depreciates in value. So you'd rather want to do what? Just give it out, or not give it out, but borrow the vehicle and not own it. That's another thing. So they're working on the lease agreement. That's the main thing. But I've touched a bit about the vehicle. Hopefully I will get the vehicle on test and cover the more important things. If you have any questions about the vehicle, please comment down below so I can cover it in my full review of the vehicle. But yeah, there's a lot I said about this vehicle. Oh, the brakes are pause and play. That's interesting. Not the brakes, the pedals are pause and play. There's a lot about this vehicle. It's my first impression, so please do forgive me if I didn't cover a lot about this car, but you guys will forgive me because you love me. And thank you again for 20,000 subscribers. And I'll see you on the next video. I'm Nicky Nash from South Africa. I'm signing out.